Hello everyone and welcome to another tarot reading. So let's see what's going on for you guys. I am curious. Okay, so first card right off the bat, the Five of Swords in reverse. Okay, so we're releasing any feeling of resentment, of betrayal, anything that made you feel like disappointed in the universe, in your reality. I'm picking up on the energy of like, anyway, so before the full moon it felt like you were alone. You were asking for things, you were praying for things, you were doing all these things to get like specific things manifesting, or just guidance and all those things, and you felt alone. You felt like you were not, like your prayers were not being heard. It felt like you speaking into the void, and then you kind of thought like, man, I'm all alone. I have no one really to guide me. Like, I'm asking for help, I'm asking for signs, but nothing's really happening. Seven of Swords. Yeah, you just lived in like a constant uncertainty where you felt like, I think I'm doing the right things, but I don't see like the effort or like things coming to fruition. I'm doing the healing, I'm doing the journaling, I'm doing the shadow work prompts, I'm watching the Reiki videos, I'm going to readers and healers, but nothing seems to really come forward. Like, it feels like you're still stuck. It's not really moving forward in the direction that you want. Two of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. So it seemed like nothing was balancing out. It seemed like no matter what you were doing, you couldn't adapt to the situation. But something shifted with this full moon. We have the King of Pentacles. Love that. So first of all, earth energy. So you could be a Capricorn, a Virgo, or I want to say Sagittarius, which is not an earth sign, but you might have like Sagittarius somewhere in your birth chart too. Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus energy. Okay? The King of Pentacles is the energy of, he does not get frazzled. He does not get taken out of the loop, I guess, by whatever circumstance he's being confronted with. He just is like, that, gone. I don't want it. Beheaded, you know? Kind of like very commanding energy. We have the King of Wands in reverse. Okay. King of Wands usually upright is like literally taking the initiative, being the leader and all that. So you're still lacking that vision and how you want to go about it, but at least the King of Pentacles energy is grounding you a little bit more and moving away from like a victim mentality and also a lost energy of things just aren't working out. You're moving away from that. Let's see if we can see why or how you're evolving right now. We have the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. That's very interesting. Okay, so it's gonna take, it depends on your decision. The Nine of Pentacles is a self-made person. Someone that like doesn't wait for people to hand them things. They just go for it. They just create it themselves. Because we have the King of Wands in reverse right now, you are currently lacking the vision a little bit. You feel a little bit lost, like, I don't know in which direction I want to go. You do feel a little bit more confident because of the King of Pentacles energy, and a little bit more grounded and like, okay, I can now start. But again, like, the vision is not there yet, and the confidence and the let me just go for it. You still think like you need to wait for something. I just have to check the microphone real quick. I think I have the wrong setting in, so if the sound is a little bit off, I'm sorry. But yeah, it's just kind of, you're still waiting. Okay, Here's what I'm at here. You have the mentality still that you have to wait for permission. Is what I'm hearing. You're waiting still for permission from something, for something outside of yourself to have the things that you want, to go after the things that you want, you know? Instead of just like, let me just do it. Let me just go for it and see what happens, you know? The sentence, fuck around and find out, literally is something that you should take to heart, because the fear of failure, the fear of rejection is there. Ace of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Like the fears, the emotions are too much and you're being controlled by the emotions instead of it being the other way around. Wow, 2 more cards here. 2 of Swords. Okay, you can decide now. So basically after this reading, whenever you see this, you have the active choice of, do you still want to be in an uncertain energy of waiting for permission, of thinking like there's this thing outside of yourself that gives you the green light, or are you the person that just decides right now, this is what I want? Even if you don't have a clear vision of what you want, you have a little bit of a feeling. Chase after that feeling, but don't be constantly in like a waiting mode for permission. Permission to be successful, permission to be rich, to get more abundance, to put your work out there, to just, what else? Just like that waiting energy is just, how can I put it into words without being too rude? Like, I'm sick and tired of that energy. Like, it's like a bleh energy for me right now, where I'm like, that fed up energy that you have, like I'm feeling that right now, where you're just like, I don't know what to do because I'm waiting for a sign, but like I'm also antsy and I just can't wait anymore. That's the sign. That's literally the sign that you should just go for it. What's the worst that could happen, you know? The world's already up in flames, so you might as well just put yourself out there, throw yourself into those goals that you have. We have the Sun. Could be different things here. Could be literally celebrating and be the energy of, don't let it be one day, let it be day one. Or also, you know, just allow yourself to be seen. And if it's one thing you can practice is allow yourself to be seen by yourself first. Standing in front of a mirror and declaring what it is that you want, that can already be super uncomfortable, but could be a very powerful practice for you. Just like get used to that, you know, literally be in front of the mirror and say like, I want to be famous, I want to be rich, I want to be known for this, I want my work to be in, I don't know, a billboard in New York, or whatever it is that your mind is, you know, trying to talk yourself out of it in a way, you know? It's just like, be bold and declare it. Again, like the theme this week was so much about like having the audacity, and I feel like it is like really like solidifying more and more with each day that passes. Like I had also a moment where I was like, I'm done being small. I'm done like not being seen. I'm done like hiding. I'm done like accepting that maybe my success has to gradually build up instead of just like maybe allowing it to happen overnight and stuff like that. And like I've been working on it. I made a subliminal for my Chiron and my North Node, because those are the themes that I'm struggling right now the most. And when I kid you not, for some of you guys also a throat chakra opening is gonna be happening this week, like very, very strongly. So yesterday when I was recording the affirmations for that subliminal, I kid you not, I usually have that when I say the affirmations for the subliminals I'm making, that my throat closes up a little bit because it's uncomfortable. I'm not used to speaking that way about like whatever it is that I'm manifesting or whatever it is that I'm calling into my life. Makes sense, right? The throat chakra is being challenged a little bit. But when I tell you those affirmations yesterday hit a wound in me so deeply, to the point where it was starting to close up more and more, where I couldn't swallow almost. And like literally, I think like the thyroid is like literally right here, where it felt like a pressure on it, but also like the thyroid being stabbed from the inside. Like that pain was excruciating. Like I never felt a pain like that in my throat, and it was insane. Literally to the point where after I finished filming, I literally held my throat and I was like, that's how painful it was. And literally a minute to 2 minutes after I finished recording, that's when it started settling. But that's why when I knew, I'm like, wow, these affirmations, even though they were nothing big, nothing out of the extraordinary, really simple and basic affirmations, but still the wound was activated and being healed in that moment. And I was like so yeah, safe to say I played the subliminal overnight, and I do feel way more comfortable around like my fears and my wounds, around success and being seen, because I have Chiron in my 10th house. And yeah, I don't know, it's just like it really soothed, I guess, a part of me and also my inner child in that moment. But again, like throat chakra activation for you guys is so important. I'm having a phone call again and it's so weird. It's a Barcelona number. Let me check real quick. Okay, nothing important. But yeah, the Lovers was at the bottom of the deck. Okay, so this is literally conscious choice. This week is all about like every minute that you can, when whatever it is that you have been struggling with pop up, right? You have to make the conscious choice again of being like, no, we're moving in this direction. This is the story right now, right? So if there's a fear of you of taking action or rejection or like failure, you just have to in that moment be like, no, we're still gonna do it, we're gonna pull through. Not just in this case, you can tell yourself that you won't fail, you know, because everything at the end of the day is, it can't be a failure, it's just you gaining experience. But you need to tell yourself the opposite story, and you need to continue doing it. You have to practice it. You have the Three of Pentacles in reverse. So when I said that you were kind of like waiting for an outside thing to give you the green light of, can I do it? I think this card reflects that back again, where it's just, you don't necessarily need someone else. So for certain things, obviously it's good to get someone with a little bit of experience or hold you accountable or all those things. But there's this fear of doing things alone again, because if you fail together, at least you fail together. If you fail alone, and I say fail because it's your fear that's coming up, right? Then you fail alone. Who's to blame? You know, you have to reflect back on your behavior with other people or something else. For example, the universe, your spirit guides, your angels, God, whatever it is. You can at least shift the blame of like, well, you're not helping me, then how am I supposed to get there? You need to stop that narrative. We have the Fool here. Okay, so the Fool here is, you're literally right in front of a new beginning, and you need to go a little bit with, in this case, the Lulu energy, you know, because it's what can drive you a little bit. Like, let me be delusional in going into this, because if you go logically into it, your fear grips you by the neck and it's gonna drag you back and be like, no, you know you're gonna fail, you know this is not gonna work out. But if you go a little bit with like, haha, let's just see what happens, you know, like that whimsy energy, that little bit of a jokester energy, then it's less serious and it feels less life-altering, I guess. You know, you need to bring that lighthearted energy in it. We have the Strength at the bottom of the deck. you can basically kind of like have to channel your inner lion. With each day, your courage and confidence is gonna grow. Okay, let's see what the oracle cards are gonna say. Okay, this spring is gonna turn everything around. We just started this spring, but like the seeds that you planted already late spring, you're gonna be like, oh my god, why was I even worried about it? Why? And a part of you is gonna feel like, why didn't I start sooner? I should have started sooner. But it's just your logical side of the brain trying to be like, oh my god, like it wasn't as bad, you know, kind of like downplay it a little bit, but it's okay, you know, don't focus too much on it. But the thing is, the biggest results are gonna be late spring. We have business idea. Okay, so everyone that's been thinking about going into their being self-employed or entrepreneur, just do it, you know. And the thing is, especially for those that if you have the possibility of that you have like your a stable income right now, and you can build the business on the side and let it grow until it's so stable that you can maybe with your other job go a little bit down in hours, or at one point even fully quit it. But it's like, you know, a part of you is gonna feels like, can I manage that? Can I literally balance everything out? You will find a way, you know. You will find a way. And if you really feel called to this business idea, then there's a reason for it. It's because a version out there already exists where they have that. You don't get a desire when you're not meant to do it, when you're not meant to have it. We have debt paid. Could be actual, like literally financial debt. Could also be karmic debt, because we just had 555 on the timer. Literally, you turning around like your fate. Then we have everything always works out in your favor, or like basically it says everything's okay. But yeah, it's just like your mindset. Your mindset has so much to do, guys, really. The thing is, there's so many people, for example, when I see on TikTok, like, oh, I post daily consistently, but I never get over 200 views. Because they're manifesting it. Because that's where their awareness is on. Okay, so you have to, even for my people that start a business, and I know it's not easy because I am still learning, I'm also working through it, but sometimes you have to be just hold yourself accountable. If you do the physical steps, you know, you put yourself out there, you send emails and all these things, and this is literally for everyone that already has a business and you're like, it's not growing. It's because we keep focusing on it not growing. That's why I'm like very into journaling, because it literally shifts your awareness. When I started journaling and focusing, for example, like journal, I'm like, oh, this video performed better and it's growing. Even though it's growing a little bit slowly, it's still growing, you know. And then boom, all of a sudden it started blowing up. And the more I focused on it blowing up, the more it blew up. So, you know, again, like where your awareness and attention goes, that's literally what's gonna expand. Because like at the end of the day, manifesting is nothing else than being aware of where your consciousness is being directed to, you know. If I focus constantly on the circumstances that annoy me, they're gonna grow, they're gonna amplify, it's gonna get worse, you know. If I focus on like what I actually want to see and how like that's turning out better and better, and it's literally solving itself on its own, then boom, it's just gonna keep doing that. And it's something that we need to train ourselves, especially if you grew up in an environment where it was always just focusing on the lack, on the bad things, on everything just going to shits. That doesn't make sense, but you know what I mean, you know, everything just being bad and just never working out, like, you know. So we need to train ourselves focusing on the good things, focusing on the expansion, on the abundance. Let's see what the High Priestesses have to say. Okay, we already have one card. The Black Priestess awaits you. Okay, so some of you really need to dig deep into that shadow work. There's certain things that are keeping you blocked a little bit. Again, like wounds. So, birth chart. For those that don't know, like, I don't even know where I should start, okay? Look up your birth chart. Where do you have Black Moon Lilith? Because that's your shadow self, the taboo self that society is like, how dare you show up like that? There. Your North Node and your South Node. Your North Node is the soul journey that you have in this life. Basically what you need to learn today. Like, not today. This lifetime. Your South Node is your comfort zone, where you usually operate from already. It's kind of like your default setting. Then your Chiron, which is the core wound that you have. So each sign, or like each placement, you need to see which sign it's in and which house placement it's in. And if you're like, I have no idea about astrology, don't worry. You go on Claude, okay, or ChatGPT if you like ChatGPT. I personally broke up with ChatGPT because the company is destroying their AI. Like, it used to be so good and now it's just like bleh. So I moved over to Claude, and I personally like Claude more for like astrology things. So as the AI put in your birth chart placements, those ones that I said, and say like, what are some shadow work prompts that I need to do? Or you can ask me. I also do custom shadow work prompts. So shadow work stuff. What else? Oh. Feel the magic of community, okay? For certain things, you do need to turn to certain people, okay? In this case, here, you know, people that have a similar mindset as you do. Maybe you need a body that holds you accountable a little bit for like the keeping up with, again, like the mindset work that you're supposed to be doing. Then we have, don't run away from the power within you. Again, like I said, making the choices, declaring what it is that you want. Don't wait for permission. Again, the manifesting thing, you're the operant power in your reality. That's why you need to be careful about where do you put your awareness, okay? And see how there's so much red in the background? Even though she's wearing a purple dress, the red stands out a lot, at least to me. It's because your root chakra is unbalanced. So root chakra is definitely also something that you need to heal. So yeah, what do we want to do for today? How about like a butterfly, because in this one we have a little butterfly here in the corner. So a butterfly, and the affirmation for today is, I give myself the permission to succeed. Yeah, that one resonates very well. So I hope this reading gave you the clarity that you were seeking, and I will see you guys in the next one. Until then, bye bye.